Hi guys. So we have been working on 3D shapes. Remember, a 3D shape is an object, so it's not like a regular shape, like a square or a circle or a triangle. A 3D shape is not flat like those shapes. A 3D shape has length, width, and height. So to go over to review what 3D shapes we've learned so far. This says, circle the cones, draw an X on the sphere. So I'm going to circle all the cones. So this shape right here, this is a cube. A cube has squares on the top and bottom. So you can see actually all of the faces of a cube are always squares. So that's not a cone or sphere, so I'm not going to do anything with that. This next one is a cone. So since it's a cone, I'm going to circle it. Remember, a cone has a face that's a circle, and then it has a round side too. This is like a party hat or an ice cream cone. This one right here is the shape of a ball, like a basketball, golf ball, baseball. So that means that this is a sphere. So I'm going to put an X on the sphere. This shape right here is a cylinder. Let me see if I can spell cylinder right. Cylinder. So cylinders have circles on the top and bottom as their faces, and then it has one round side. So this is like a cup or a can, like a soup can, a Pringles can. It has a curved side, and it has these circles at the top, or the top and the bottom. So I'm not going to do anything with that one. Here is another cone, because this one looks just like this one, except it's facing, or facing a different direction. So since that's a cone, I'm going to circle it. And then this shape right here is the same as this one, so it's also a cube, just a little bit bigger. So we're going to learn some new vocab words today. We're going to learn what a face is, a face of a cube, or a face of a 3D shape, an edge, and a vertex. So the face of a cube is like the side of it. The face of a 3D shape is the flat surface on the 3D shape. So the flat surface of a cube, like here, is a square. So this cube has 6 flat faces, or 6 square faces. The edge of a 3D shape is where 2 faces of a 3D shape meet. So let's see. Like here, let's do a different color. Like here is a square. Here is another square. Where those 2 faces meet is the edge. So here is another edge. Here is an edge. Here's an edge. Here's an edge. So this has a lot of edges in it. A vertice is the corner. So a vertice is the point, not the vertice. The vertex is the point where 2 sides of a polygon meet, or 3 or more edges of a 3-dimensional shape meet. So since this is a 3-dimensional shape, where 3 edges meet is a vertex. vertex. So this right here is a vertex. Here is a vertex. Here's a vertex. Here's a vertex. Here's a vertex. It's where three edges meet on a 3D shape. And then a vertice, or the vertices, are the corner points of the cube. So vertices is just a plural form of vertex. So more than one vertex are vertices. So now we're going to look at some more three-dimensional shapes. So the first one we're going to look at is the rectangular prism. So how many faces are on the rectangular prism? Well, remember, the face of a shape is the flat side of the shape. So if I count how many faces there are, there's this one, so there's one, there's this one back here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now it's kind of hard to see, so I'm going to number them. We have 1, which is this one right here. The one that's on the bottom makes 2. This one on the side makes 3. This on the back makes 4. This one on top makes 5. And then this one in the back, which is going to be hard to see, makes 6. So there are 6 faces on a rectangular prism. Now I'm going to erase this so that we can count the edges and vertices. Now remember, the edge is where 2 faces meet. So this right here is an edge. So there's 1. Here's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there are 12 edges. Then we need to count the vertices. The vertices are like the points, the corner points of the 3D shape. So we have 1. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 vertices in a rectangular prism. All right, now we're going to look at the cube again. We're going to count the faces, the edges, and the vertices of a cube. So there's 1 face. Here is a face. This bottom square is a face. So in other words, I'm basically counting the squares that cover this cube. This back square is a face, so that makes 4. This one back here, which is easy to miss, makes 5. And then lastly, which one am I missing? I think I forgot to count the back. The back one makes 6. So there are 6 faces in a cube. Now we're going to count the edges. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 edges. Now we're going to count the vertices. The vertices are the corner points of the cube. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 vertices. So you'll notice that between a cube and a rectangular prism, they have the same number of faces, the same number of edges, and the same number of vertices. All right. Marcus traced around the faces of a 3-dimensional shape. Circle the name of the shape he used. So if he had a 3D object in front of him and he traced all the faces of this object, like we did on the rectangular prism and the cube, these are all the faces that he got. He got 6 squares. And these are our options. So let's first look at this first word, cylinder. I know that a cylinder has 2 faces that are circles. So I know right away cylinder is not going to be the answer. Let's jump down to sphere. A sphere is basically a ball. So it cannot be a sphere because there's 6 squares. There's no squares on a sphere. This one says a cone. Remember, a cone is like an ice cream cone. So that cannot be, these faces cannot belong to a cone because a cone has a circle face and a round edge. So I know it's not a cone. So that means the answer must be a cube. And if we go back to that other cube that we had, we know that that also had 6 faces on it because we counted them. All right, this is going to be the last one we do before I send you off to do your PMT. Use the words on the tiles to label the parts of the cube. Describe the faces of a cube. Okay, so first I'm going to label this cube. So this first word says an edge. The edge is the side, or is where the 2 faces meet. So this cannot be an edge because this is pointing to a face and this is pointing to a vertex. So this is the edge because this is showing where 2 faces meet. So that's an edge. Oh, I did the wrong one. This one's an edge. Now we gotta find the face. The face, this arrow right here is pointing to what is the face of a cube, or one of the faces of a cube. And then lastly, that means this one is the vertex. The vertex is where 3 edges meet. And this is pointing to where 3 edges meet. This edge, and this edge. Now we need to describe the faces of a cube. So if I look at just one face of the cube, I'm just going to look at this front face of the cube. How could I describe it? The face of a cube is a square. It has 4 edges and 4 vertices. And that's how I describe the face of a cube. All right, you can go do your 11.2 PMT.